stick. I don't wanna. Yeah, you want my stick. Dump your coconut with my stick. Look at my stick. You gon' feel the wrath of my stick. Fear my stick. My stick. My stick. My stick is better than bacon. You can't touch my stick. But it's just a stick. It's my perfect stick. My stick is my friend, born from a log. Everyone can see it's better than bacon. Why'd you get so crotchety and mean? Look at my stick. Why'd you drink that creature's milk is green? Got me sick. My stick, my stick, my stick is better than bacon. You can't use my stick. But it's just a stick. Don't you like my stick? No, it's just a stick. It's my perfect stick. My stick and me take walks every day. Past the hooligans down by the ocean. When they laugh at my stick, then they learn how my stick is much denser than bacon. Bought a little piggy and I let the little piggy run amok. Blowing on sleep, little piggy kept waking me up. People often fight about which birds are the best birds, but everybody can agree that seagulls are the worst. I kiss my stick, you can't pick up my stick.
The following program is rated TV-17, containing bad language,
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
sexual situations,
Like, we're gonna take your pants off instead.
nudity,
Sure.
and graphic depictions of nut-crunching dick kicks.
Oh, I just had to kick you in the diddly again.
Parental discretion is advised.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ronin Joe Show, episode 35. Rolling, getting back on a regular schedule here after taking a hiatus there during the holiday weekends and during the football playoffs. If you guys realize or remember, the Bears, I'll fix this real quick. The Bears, my Chicago Bears, had a hell of a run this season into the playoffs for the first time, so I didn't really know what to do my weekends because I'm used to the Bears being out of it very early on. So took a break from the show. Now we're back. We're ready to roll, and I'm getting back into the swing of things. How are you guys doing out there? Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. I had an awesome weekend, I have to say. Very busy weekend. My daughter, who is turning 7 years old, his birthday's not for a couple, or actually next week, but we celebrated it this week. I took her to a place called, me and my wife, to Legoland and Peppa Pig's World, which was pretty fun, actually. Pretty fun. It's Auburn Hills, I believe, so near Detroit, if you guys are familiar with Michigan. We went out there on Friday, spent the day out there, had a lot of fun, just watching her do her thing and just being a kid and using her imagination and having a lot of fun. So shout out to her. Hopefully I can keep that imagination and childlike fun for as long as we can, because we know when we become adults, life is shattered. The dream is shattered. Reality hits you hard. And now you got bills to pay, mouths to feed. Got to go to the job, work 40 hours a week plus for some people. But you know what? I'm working on that. I'm working on hopefully not doing that. If I can become a professional at what I do, my Superior Press business, that would be amazing. We'll see how that goes. I have a deadline. I'm going to let you guys in on a little goal of mine. I've had a deadline. So 45, age 45. I just turned 44. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody said happy birthday, even though you guys didn't. But thank you anyway for anybody out there that thought it in their minds. I just turned 44 years old in February. And I gave a deadline for myself at 45 years old. 45 years old to be back to working full-time at Superior Press, producing comic books and other people's books as well. So we got an entire year to make that happen, guys. And we got a lot of good products coming out, a lot of good projects launching this year as well. So be on the lookout for that. And maybe this time next year, I'll be doing this full time, and we'll be hanging out a lot more than we are now. Let me say hi to the chat real quick. You guys are still filing in here. Do me a favor. Share this link out. Let everybody know that we're live. Jump at the YouTube chat. Have a good time. We're going to talk about some things tonight. We're going to talk about Scream 7 and why that's probably alienating a certain group of people out there. And I love it. I think it's hilarious. And I'm going to sit back and laugh at all the crybaby whiners out there. So, and also people will believe anything. You know, I've noticed that now in general. People will believe anything. We're getting into a weird time in this place where more and more people are believing anything they see on the internet, any conspiracy theory, which is weird because I thought that was something that we had already gotten past when everybody was like, if you see it on the internet, it's got to be true. And it's usually always fake. But here we are again. People are falling for the same old shit. And I'm not saying everything is fake, but there's a lot of fake stuff out there. And you guys need to watch yourselves as best you can. We got Mark Pengrid in the chat. Was number one in the chat. Number one in my heart. That makes you my friend.
You're number one.
Yes, sir, you are.
So, Mr. Penguin.
A penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. I have a name.
And his name is Mark Pengrid. Welcome to the show. As always, I think he's almost always number one in the chat. I don't know if he watches the entire show, but he's always number one in the chat. So shout out to you, my friend. Good to see you. We got the infamous Mr. Cursed in the house. Says, woo! Let's go. Good to see you. John Apple's in here as well. Says, what up, guys? What up with you? Duck Bacon says, hail Joe. Hail Sean. Hail the chat. I will let Sean know. I'm sure he's around here somewhere. Probably watching Gilmore Girls as we speak. You know, doing his thing. Bassmaster Dan is in the house. Has hit the like button. You know, that's a great way to advertise, hitting the like button. I don't know why I haven't thought about that before. Yeah, hit the like button and see boobs on the internet. Not here, pervert. I like that. But maybe we should make it a thing. I'll make it. How can I do this? Let me think about it for a second. Like button equals boobs. I don't know. I'm going to make it happen. You know, everybody needs to see boobs. Comic Book 1 is in the house. Says, hail. Hail to you, my friend. K.O. Joe says, greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good to see you here as always, guys. Filing in. I appreciate everyone is here. Mike McMahon's in the house as well. Good to see you. Let me see. We got Doc Brewski says, so why the fuck aren't we getting Joe to play for the Fans Fest? Interesting thought there. Interesting thought. You know, I haven't performed live in, 11 years. 11 years was the last time I was on stage performing live for an audience. I'm down to do it again. Like I was just telling my wife the other day, I miss performing. Like it's something like you don't know unless you've done it, right? You know, I went and saw my niece. Shout out to my niece Keely, who's been doing a lot of play acting. You know, this was the last play I think she did for the class that she's in high school, as I think she's getting ready to graduate here. And the play was really good. It was like a clockmaker's daughter or something like that. And all the kids that were teenagers, you know, various ages, did a fantastic job performing, singing, dancing, all that kind of stuff. The production was really good. Costumes, the set. I was very impressed. And I was just saying, like, the thrill you get for performing in front of an audience. It doesn't matter if it's a metal band or if you're doing a show or your comedy or whatever. There's something that you can't measure when you're in front of an audience, especially a big audience, and you're getting that response from everybody. It's a rush, a high that will never be matched unless you've done it. You know, so I mean, I've performed on stage in front of thousands of people before, and I've performed on stage in front of 5 people before. You know, I've had the ups and downs in the whole independent scene, and you can't measure it. The feeling is incredible. So yeah, I think that'd be fun sometime. I don't know about for the Fans Fest because I'll be there with Superior Press, my company. I'll have a table there, you know, selling books, doing commissions, hanging out, meeting everybody, hopefully. But one day, let's keep it. Keep the idea out there. You know, I started to play the guitar here live on my stream more often last year, and I kind of had to stop that as things were getting busier. But that's something I would like to get back into. Performing, it's just one of my loves. Music's one of my loves, so absolutely like to do that. Christopher Bouchard in the house. So what's up, Joe? What's up with you, man? Hope you're doing well. OVR 101 says hail Joy. Hail Joe, I think you meant to say. But you can call me Joy. Call me whatever you want. That works. Rick Saylor's in the house, member of the channel. I think this is the first member I have seen in the chat. You guys know that the first members get this. You know, it feels so good to have the members in the chat tonight. Welcome.
The common thread in all of my failed schemes is human stupidity. People are just too stupid to accept me as their leader.
Yeah, I mean, the world would be a better place if Rick Saylor was our leader. I'll second that. Second it. We got Prater Sevens in the house. Says, yo, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in a second in here. Hope all is well. I always love seeing old names I haven't seen in the chat in a while. Joining us here on a Sunday night, getting your week kick-started here with Ronin Joe. Let's go. We got Marcus Killebrew in here as well. Killigrew. I don't know why I throw B's in there. Killigrew. Dyslexia. That's going to be my excuse for every time I get something wrong. Just so you know. Anonymity. Anonymity. Nope. Hold on a second. I got this. Anonymity. T2. I got it. Says good evening. Good evening with you. I'll be doing well. Yeah, I know it fucks me up every single time, but it's I like that you jump in because it's a challenge, right? Try to pronounce you guys' names live here for everyone to see how I can't spell. I like it. Shellhawk Talks is in the house. Says hail Joe and hail the Chet. GTSY, everyone. Just popped in to say hi. Got to go to bed. Have a good night, man. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm not good at these either. These acronyms. Is that what that's called? When you break down a sentence into words. Get the sushi young. Is that what that was? Is that what that stands for? Go to skate yard. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, good to see you. Okay, see? It's all good. There was a Hall of Fame baseball player named Harmon Killebrew. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, let me jump into here. Let's see what we're doing here. Have a good night, shit. Yeah, have a good night, man. Good to see you. All right, guys. Let's jump into some things. You know, let me change the music here. Let's go to I Need a Hero. Because I am a hero to many, as I've been told. It was me that told myself that, but it still counts, you know. So I'm a hero to many. I saw this online, and you know I like Sydney Sweeney for two very big reasons. Her tits. Let's be real about it. Boobies is why I like this actress. I think she's probably a decent actress for some of the things I've seen her in. But when you got it, you need to flaunt it, is what I'm saying. And she's an actress that absolutely flaunts it. And let's go. However, when you get to a certain level of fame, especially when you have beauty, and beauty comes in many different ways, as fat people like to say, but honestly, boobs, right? Boobs is what we're talking about. Anyway, I see this picture, and it's like this viral no makeup photo sparks backlash for Sydney Sweeney. Now, I don't know what the backlash is. I'm assuming it's probably all the ugly people in the world that are probably trying to dunk and be like, oh, see, she's not really as pretty as you think. Guys shouldn't like her anymore. And I'm just like, look, dudes, it's probably fat women. It's probably fat, white, liberal women. Let's be real. That's saying this. I'm just like, all right, listen to me, you fat hogs out there. I'm a dude. I can speak for a lot of other guys. We don't care about the non-makeup. Put the makeup on her face. That's fine. I got no problem. I am tuning in to what she does, movies or the like, because of two reasons. That's it. Every time I see people try to drag people down because of their looks, you know, I've seen people be like, oh, Sydney Sweeney's mid. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not looking at her face, guys. Am I the only one? I can't be the only one out there that feels the same way. You know, maybe I am. This is what a chick looks like without makeup. Well, all chicks. Listen, guys out there, especially younger guys. Come here real close. Come here, just hold on a second. Just come here. Come here. Sit in my lap for a second. I want to tell you something. I'm going to let you in on a life secret. All women wear makeup. It enhances their beauty. It enhances their eyes, their lips, the contour of their face. And we love it. It looks great. And most women look pretty decent without makeup as well. But you're just not going to have that shine, that made up look without that makeup. It's just reality, guys. You got to get used to it. Now, I love women with makeup but without makeup. But what I love more than makeup is boobs. So let's do that. Jay Ryan's in the house says, I want to sit on Joe's lap right here. There's enough room for everybody. I will give life lessons to everyone and let you know that it's okay. But I want to help people through life, especially later on. I'm going to talk about some things about why I think people just fall for anything these days. But I want to help you as much as possible. I'm talking about to the younger folks out there. You know, might just be coming up and, you know, they're navigating the rough waters of life. And most likely it's because they were full of, you know, participation trophies and all that stuff, told you can do whatever you want to do. You're this, you're that, you're great. And they never had to face adversity in life. And now they're facing it, and there's a giant pushback because they don't know how to deal with it. So I'm here to help. I'm here to help everybody when I can. Don's in the house, member of the channel, says, hail to you. Speaking of Don, everybody check out the studio Saturdays at 7 p.m. over on the Don's channel. Shout out to Mama Donna as well. But one of the fun drawing streams. You know, I guess I like the fact that drawing streams are making a comeback. Ethan's been drawing a lot. I see Billy Tushy's been doing some drawing. There's other people out there too. I'm sorry if I missed your names, but there's been more people doing drawing streams, and I love that because I like watching people draw. I'm here. I'm telling you stories. I'll tell you all the stories, guys. I got tons of them. Tons of them. Don't worry. Scribe Comics is in the house as well. Good to see you. But yeah, just do you guys, and show me, put a 1 in the chat for no. This is gonna be a no answer. Do you care about what a woman's face looks like if their body is stacked and built like this? I want to know honestly. Let me know. I'm gonna start you guys off with a 1 because 1 means no. I don't care. Give me this with or without makeup, and I'll be completely fine. But I really want to know because mostly I think guys are in here in the chat. This is guys talking to guys doing guy stuff. And I want to see. Oh, okay. All right, you do care. All right, good. I want some. Now, is that a yes? You care about the makeup, or yes, you care mostly just about the body? One means no. So if you're doing a one, that's on my side. Okay, so you do care about the makeup. Interesting. Interesting. Mama Donna wants Joe to get back on the studio scene. I need to. I need to. We'll have to plan it. Very busy, but I would love to. I'd love to at some point. Anonymity says, "How busted we talk about? Whatever you enjoy." You know, I'm a man that's like I'm a boob connoisseur. You know, I spent a lot of years in the independent heavy metal scene. Saw a lot of boobies, and I can say all shapes and sizes I'm a fan of. So whatever your heart's desire is what I'm saying. A pretty face is good. Pretty face is great, you know. But the thing about this picture that I'm looking at, yes, one is very done up, very Hollywood pretty. You know, there's a lot of women out there that I've known throughout life that do great jobs at makeup and enhancing their beauty. And then the other is this no makeup, which has become a trend now. And it's shocking for some people because you're so used to seeing that finished product in women that when you see them at their natural state, you just, you know, it's jarring. But it doesn't mean they're any less pretty. I think the Sydney Sweeney picture on the right is just as pretty as on the left. And I'm mostly looking at the tits, but you know, when you look up the face, I'm still there, guys. Richard Brinkley says, "Why does Sydney Sweeney look worse with makeup?" See, there you go. I like that right there. And she, you know, and she kind of can. You know, if you pull back on the makeup just a little bit of makeup on the eyes, you know, some lipstick, you know, nothing major, you enhance that beauty very well. The done up look, I'm fine with too. Like, just the older I get, the more I just don't care. I really don't about a lot of things. And I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest with you. I just this not give a fuck thing is just creeping into my mind lately with just so much, because we're so polarized as a society with politics and just everything. And I'm just to a point where, like, I don't care. I just want to enjoy things and have a good time, laugh a little bit. J. Ryan says, "I personally prefer a woman to be attractive without makeup." That's completely fine. I would like that too. But I would say the majority of women aren't as attractive as they are with makeup, just because it enhances the natural beauty. Now, that being said, natural beauty, oh, fantastic. Fantastic. And I never take that away. But I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, especially if you look like this. That's all I'm saying. You know, Stormtrooper Julian Caesar says, "Hello." Hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Real or fake, Joe, doesn't matter. It does matter. I like real. When I was younger, you know, when you're a younger man, you're a younger teenager growing up, you're like, oh, boobies. You're like, oh, fake boobs they're awesome because they're huge and they're perfect looking. The older you get, you realize that the natural titties are the ones that are the best. They just have a better look to them, you know? So I'm much more of a natural boob kind of guy. 100%. I still have standards, Joe. I won't apologize. You don't have to, Jay Ryan. You can have you know, I wanted an honest answer from you guys. You gave me an honest answer, and I appreciate that. And I won't argue with it one bit. I bet Joe would look better with some goth makeup. I don't know if I've ever, I could say I've never tried the goth look, you know. I remember when I was doing music, the eyeliner was really picking up amongst a lot of bands at that time. A lot of guys, a lot of front men were wearing the guy liner, as they would call it. And that became really big amongst a lot of younger bands. And I was like, no. First off, I'm damn sexy as it is, you know. And my eyes are damn sexy. That's what gets the ladies. Just that and the hair. The hair was a big thing. The hair was like, you know, the hair was like a superpower. Like Samson, right? Like the women really fell for that long. It was crazy. The long hair, the beard, really got them. So no makeup, no guy liner, no goth. I'm good on all that. Rick Saylor said, "So white, not gay or fat. That's the only reason she's a big deal." She's white, not gay or fat. That's the only reason she's a big deal. I don't know. I think there's She's an attractive woman, big boobs. That's a big deal in my book. Left is a movie star. Is that some is that smoking chick from down the street? I like it. They're both good to me. They're both. Fake is trash. Yeah, I'm never big, once you grow up, your tastes change, I guess, over long periods of time. And I found myself really liking the natural look more than the done up look. But I can still take a woman with some nice makeup done. It doesn't have to be gaudy, because everyone thinks that like the makeup thing is like a gaudy thing, and there definitely is some chicks out there. Oh my god, just train wrecks. It looks like someone just slapped him in the face with a bunch of color. I was like, man, what the fuck are you doing? And then there's people who know what the hell they're doing. Don says, yes, natural face pillows are the absolute best. That's a fact. Real tits or get the fuck out. See, I got that one. I know what that one stands for. I'm there with you, man. My 14-year-old self would probably have been on the other side of that. But, it's kid talk. But now, yeah, I'm with you on that. I like them all. I like it. I like it. The scene kids and, well, I'm not sure what you're saying about the scene. Oh, the scene kids. Okay, I got what you're saying. And Guyliner is what I like to call it. But yeah, Mascara. But yeah, the scene kids. I see what you're saying. Yeah. My band was much more against the grain. We were a heavy metal band in a time when there was a lot of gay singing, whiny, emo stuff going on. And we pushed against that very, very hard. And I stayed away from all those trends. See? J-Ran knows what's up. I didn't need the guy line or anything. You just get lost in the eyes. That's what you do. A fake butt is worse. That is 100% true. Have you guys seen those? What are those? Those tights? They're not tights. The leggings that enhance a woman's ass. Like they're almost like a push-up bra, but it lifts their ass and shapes it out. I found out about that not too long ago, and it shattered my illusion of the sexiness of leggings. Because I was just like, oh man, this is awesome. And I'm like, well, it's not the real ass though. It's manufactured. Still fun to look at, but it takes the excitement out of it. Just like, if a chick's wearing padded bra, push-up, and her tits look really big, and then you finally get to, you're doing your thing with her and get her naked, and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, they went down like 2 sizes. It's kind of I was still excited, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of a, disappointment when you get in there. Don said, last night on Trashcast, Ethan had us picturing him naked. Dude stole your, oh, motherfucker. That's it. I'm going to have to put a copyright on that shit. I am the only one you picture naked. I've been established that's for 6 years now. That's been my thing. Gay Joe Ronin, that is me, said Fogman 4. I like Joe. I like you too. False advertisement. I got a super chat here for $10. Comic Book One says, I'll be in my bunk. All right. I like that. And thank you to you for the $10. I really appreciate it. I do have a coffee. Is that what it's called now? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. But I do have a coffee store if anybody wants to send that stuff there. I'll drop the link in there. That way YouTube doesn't get any of the money for that. But for that super chat for the 10, let's go.
I gave it a 10. A 10! A fucking 10!
10. Let's go. Yoga fans are privileged, not right. Naughty right. It's funny when that craze started happening. I don't even know when that started. What is it, 10 years now? It's been longer that's been going on. But I remember when it happened, like it used to be like a hot girl trend, right? It used to be a hot girl trend that you would see out in yoga pants in the stores or whatever, just walking around, their ass just perfectly there. It's almost like they're completely naked. It's craziness. Awesome, but crazy. And then for some reason, it caught on amongst like every woman, and then all of a sudden, the women that should not be wearing it were wearing it out and doing their thing. And I'm like, feel good about yourself. Do what you do. I'm one of those people that I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I do whatever I want, but to a point, where other people have to see stuff, I guess, so maybe just think about that. Just think about that next time. Let's remove that, get that out of here. All right, I don't want to go heavy. I like talking about the fun stuff with you guys before jumping into like heavy shit or things that might piss me off. Although I don't think I have anything tonight that's going to really like tick me off at all like I did last week. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch that. But I did see this. Let's jump into this real quick. Fogman says, cool background. Thank you. Appreciate it. I worked on it hard myself. Talking about this background? Yeah. You should have seen my old background. I really like my old background. I had a display of all my books, and figurines and stuff like that. And it was really crowded though. My studio down here was really cramped. I didn't set it up very well. And I had to rearrange everything, especially when I got this new setup here. And put that together. It kind of had a vision, and it's not exactly like I'd like, but it's good. I like it. It's working good. Avengers Doomsday loses IMAX release to Dune Part 3, which I didn't even know Dune Part 3 was coming out this year. A stunning sign of Marvel's decline, as this article says. Now, do you guys in the chat, watching live or watching later, do you guys really do a lot of IMAX viewing? Because I've only gone to IMAX a couple times, mostly because it's a lot more expensive than the regular movies. But is it that much like different, like as an experience? Is that something we should be doing, like these big movies more often, doing the IMAX than the regular 2D or whatever it is? Becky Lynch got screwed over by ref Jessica Carr last night at Elimination Chamber. I did not watch it. I've stepped away from watching WWE for a little bit just because I've been so busy. So I don't know what's going on. I saw CM Punk is the champion, or one of the champions. Didn't Riley Ripley or whatever, didn't she win the Elimination Chamber? I don't know. I can't remember. A stunning sign. I'm sorry, last episode was too long to watch right now. Well, yeah, go back and watch it on your spare time tomorrow or something. Not right now. Yes, if the movie is made for IMAX, it's 100% better. Okay. I'm wondering, and maybe I need to go see more IMAX movies to see what the real difference is. And I guess pay that money. But I'm already paying like freaking $40 to take my wife out to a movie, which is too expensive. Especially if you can put dinner in there, concession stands. I mean, you're talking about spending a lot, where I could take her out to a nice restaurant and spend the same amount and get some really good food. So more than that for IMAX, I don't know. Since Marvel Studios just took a very public hit now, apparently, the optics are brutal, and what many are already calling a symbolic turning point for the franchise. Avengers Doomsday will not release in IMAX. I'm not going to read this entire thing. Let me just break it down to you and tell you exactly what this is. Avengers was originally supposed to come out in May. For whatever reason, they pushed it back to December, which I guess is a good month to launch as well, because not a lot of people are launching around the holidays, and people can own that holiday season in December, the Christmas season. So they made the idea to push it back after it had already been established in May. Dune 3 had already been established in December and already had the rights to the IMAX during that opening weekend, which is why Marvel now cannot get the IMAX thing. To me, this is an article that's really overblown, and I don't think it's really going to make it that much of a difference. As soon as the opening weekend thing is done and the IMAX is done with Dune 3, then Avengers Doomsday will be in IMAX. You will still be able to see Avengers Doomsday if you want to in IMAX. I just don't understand. Okay, that's why. Oh, you don't like Riley Ripley? Thank you. Yeah. I'm not a big Becky Lynch fan, though. She's kind of annoying to me. I don't know why. I think the last time I did IMAX was for Rogue One, but you need a certain kind of movie for it, not just... Oh, okay, got you. So like what Rick was saying, it's got to be shot for IMAX. That makes sense. I've only seen IMAX one time. It was a movie about space, and it was friggin' awesome. I think I saw the first Avatar. We're going back a little ways in IMAX, and I think that was the last time. And maybe the... Oh, no. When did The Hobbit come out? Okay, I saw that one in IMAX too. Yeah. I'd love to see Star Wars Episode 4 in IMAX. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Ray and Jade will be as bad as Hogan versus... Oh, no. Yeah, there's some wrestlers. They've tried to prop up certain wrestlers. I don't think their in-ring ability is up to snuff. But they got to keep pushing them for whatever reason, so we'll see how that works out. December movie launch will coincide with launch of toys and tons of Xmas merch. Smart marketing move. That's a great point. You know, it's like I was always like, you know, the July, the summer blockbusters. You know, when I was growing up in the 90s, it was always about the summer blockbusters. And so seeing that they removed Avengers to December, I thought was actually kind of weird at first, and I didn't get that. But I guess that makes sense in that way. Hold on a second, I gotta respond to this real quick. My mom was at the house earlier, and I always tell her, when you get home, text me so I know you made it. You know, so I gotta make sure I respond to that. Got Dennis Kelly in the house. Says, how's it going? All good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Tron Legacy was an epic in IMAX. Sean saw that. I've not seen that yet. He said the movie was okay, but visually it was a stunning, like just stunning video. Or yeah, so I bet that would be good. Reaper Destroyer would make for a great IMAX. Dude, I'm telling you, one of these days, man. One of these days. So I mean, I hate articles like this because it's just, this is going to get into just a modern stuff in general, and it comes to like the clickbait shit. When you get to videos, YouTubers put stuff out there and you make something sound worse than it is. You package the entire idea of what someone thinks the video is going to be in that title, and then you can really just kind of go into whatever the hell you want to talk about. I hate it. It's nonsense. So I was reading this article, I was like, oh damn, Marvel effed up. They effed up here. And then you get down here and it's just like, it's very simple. They were supposed to come out in May. They pushed it back. The spot was already taken, so they don't get IMAX an opening weekend, but they still get it a little bit later. That's it. Simple. And it's just become like this big thing. But it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm tired of all this stuff. I'm tired of the game that we all play on social media. I'm tired of the influencers. I'm tired of, very tired of influencers pushing their ideas and just twisting shit. I try to be as honest as I can with a lot of things. Try to read both sides of stuff and not try to jump into, you know, I don't know, whatever. Conspiracies we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Ooh, nice. All right, maybe I'll try to see one of these movies one of these times. Core 31 in the house. Shout out to the Core 31. I like that. Good to see you guys here and supporting the show. The show has been growing over the last few weeks, and I do appreciate everybody for coming back and hanging out. And this is a show, the Ronin Joe show, unlike Otten Stuff, that will be called The Grift going forward, which will be a fun show. Check that out. Hopefully sometime this month. We are waiting for Kayla to get back to where she can stream on a regular basis, but we're going to be starting a new show called The Grift, which will be fun. That'll be a fun show where we're doing pop culture talk, but it's going to be opinions, personal opinions. We're not holding anything back, which is going to be kind of like this show. I do this show solo so I can say the things that don't represent any of my other co-hosts. So I don't want to drag them down if I go in on somebody or, you know, talk about some kind of drama, which I'm not a big drama guy, but over the last year or so, I've been tired of holding my opinions to a lot of things. And it's coming to a point where I'm just going to start saying it. And if people don't like it, I don't know what to tell you when it comes to that. I really don't. So yeah. John says, not one influencer has ever made a difference to me. That's a fact, man. Why the hell do people listen to influencers anyway? You know, it's this whole worship of stars, star worship shit going on. You know, we grow up, we idolize people, and somebody had the smart idea, which turned out to be shit, to have these stars start using their influence over the masses to push certain things, certain ideologies, certain political beliefs, you know, products, obviously, advertising and all that kind of stuff. And then we get stuck with everybody that can have a camera now can jump on TikTok or YouTube or whatever the trendy app is going to be in the future and start becoming an influencer and just push bullshit all the time. I'm getting tired of it. It's annoying because every time something happens, my feed on X or whatever is just filled with all these people giving their opinions. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? And why the hell do I listen to you? Or should I listen to you? For it, yeah. The Grift is such a good damn show name, dude. So good. Thank you, man. Yeah, I like it. I think it's going to be awesome. And again, we're taking that name back because everybody likes to always tell people like, oh, you're a grifter. It's a grift. You know, you're just in it for the clicks. And that is true. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I'm talking about the influencers. I'm talking about the YouTube hosts, podcast hosts. You know, a lot of it is just a grift. You find a group of people and you can manipulate them, because we have a tendency to believe anything these days. And I hate to see it. I almost feel like society as a whole, our ability to think clearly is lost. We're losing it. It's going down. You know, now we're listening to so much shit. I said earlier when the show started, it used to be when you saw something on the internet, it was never true. You just ignored it because, like, oh, just anything's on the internet. For some reason, that common sense thought process that has gone out the window over the last, I don't know how many years now, probably about 10 years since I've really been paying attention. It's just been getting worse and worse, that now anything pops up on X with a title, a narrative, and it's automatically truth in certain people's minds. And once it's a truth in their mind, you can't change that. Even when more facts come out, you won't be able to change that. Those people are lost. They're gone. They're done. But that's the game they play, because everyone's so easily manipulated these days that it's the easiest thing in the world to be an influencer now. You know? Yeah, influencer ban. Fuck out of here. Let's do it. I was thinking about the last big movie star question the other day, and I think it might actually be Jim Carrey, and now he's clone. I'm going to talk about that, because that's another thing that's well, fuck it. Let's just jump into it now. I'll talk about Scream a little bit. We'll end with the Scream talk. Let me bring up the Jim Carrey stuff, because I've seen this stuff going around, and to me, there's a bunch of nonsense here, and I'm going to tell you why. And it might maybe rubs people the wrong way, because this is just what I do here, apparently recently on the RONIN JOE show. All right, let me kill the music. There's a couple videos here of people talking about stiff. All right, make sure I got the right screen. Yeah, I was gonna hold this off, but let's just get into it. All right, Jim Carrey, as you guys know, he appeared at the some kind of award show in Paris. They gave him an award for something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to it, because all I saw when I dove into this story was everyone talking about how Jim Lee was cloned, and you know, it's not the same Jim Lee and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll indulge the conversation, and it blew up. And this was kind of my point. This is what it just aggravates the piss out of me. Is this kind of thing will just blow up, it becomes trendy, and then everyone's talking about it. And it's just, to me, it's fairly simple. But let's see what this guy's saying on this.
This one said, "I'm reaching, bro."
Okay.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You're sure maybe just your third eye isn't fully activated and that it's still calcified from all that F?
Most people don't really know anything about the third eye. They just throw it out there because it's a trendy thing to say. And when you're like awake, you know, woke before woke became super gay, it's just, you know, kind of a way to be like, you know, you see things that other people don't see because you've been awakened. You got the knowledge now. And I think it's become another thing that's just been, it's been co-opted by these influencers and or YouTube conspiracy theorist people over the years. And I'm a big conspiracy theorist, or I used to be. I'm gonna tell you why I've kind of pulled myself out of that here in a second. Here we go.
In all that tap water you've been drinking, you sure? You're pretty sure that that eye isn't the same as that eye?
No, it's not the same, and I'll tell you why. You can line up any picture you want in Photoshop, and you can basically manipulate these things to look however you want to look. These kind of influencers, this kind of stuff, this kind of garbage video that I'm seeing right here is the thing that I hate, because people see this and they're like, oh yeah, that's great, it looks good, that's it. And you've all of a sudden shut off your common sense thinking, you've shut off your brain, and you're no longer thinking for yourself. You are looking at garbage that's being put into you and just being like, oh wow, yeah, that's true. I can see it. This kind of stuff does that, and I see it on TikTok all the time, and TikTok's probably the worst spot for people being fooled by this stuff. To me, I just don't see how this is possible, but let's go.
I recognize that sadness in that eye anywhere.
Doesn't look the same to me, but okay.
And you're sure that they just move exactly alike because
Is that exactly alike? Can you take 2 videos of people talking and just think about this for a second? It is so easy to find a instance where somebody is doing a mannerism that's similar to somebody else and be like, that's it. Look, they move exactly the same. Now we got a conspiracy, guys, and here's my evidence. You got to be so careful when it comes to videos being put out like this, because just like documentaries, anything can be framed in any way they want, presented any way they want, and it sounds good when it's well put together and you put a narrative on it. The reason why people put narratives on things is so that you already have that narrative in your head. So while this guy's talking, you're seeing the videos, you're not thinking for yourself anymore. You're thinking about what he's saying and taking in the imagery. And now all of a sudden, you're thinking like he's thinking.
it's a coincidence. That's how actors move. Actors move the same way because they're acting. Well, okay. Sure. Tell yourself what you gotta.
Most of these people too, and I don't know who this guy is. This is the first time I've seen this video, but most of these people too, they act in this very smug way. You know, like, I know something you don't, and if you don't believe me, then you're dumb. You're an idiot. You know, but this stuff, it takes a lot of faith to believe that this shit is actually real. This stuff right here, than religion. Honestly,
I'm here to say, just look. Just look. Just look.
I just looked. I don't see it.
Now, I'm not saying he's never existed.
Mm.
He has.
Mm-hmm.
Just now, right now, look at that nose. That looks like a real nose compared to that nose. You know whose nose that looks like? Can you guess?
Guys, let me tell you, Jim looks like an older Jim to me. Yeah, to me too. To me too. But just come here for a second. Just let me, guys and gals out there, come here closer. Come here. Just sit on my lap for a second. Do you understand that when a person grows older, their features continue to grow? Your nose continues to grow. Your ears continue to grow, right? So the same nose you might have had when you were 30 is not going to be the same nose you have when you're 60. It's going to look slightly different. Maybe it's a little bigger, but this stuff happens. Features in a person's face and body change over time. This is what I'm like. These are natural things that people should know about. This is common sense shit that people should know about. And I feel like the retardation of people is just showing so much when it comes to these conspiracy stuff, where you just get sucked right in. You're like, oh yeah, that's it. Face is different. Nose is different. And you forget the natural aging process of people. Do me a favor, when you turn 64 or 70 years old, go back and look at yourself when you were in the prime of your life, when you're in your 20s, or even when you're 30s, and see how much you've changed. I can look at myself now, 44 years old, and look back when I was 34, look back when I was 24, and see how much of a difference that there is. So this kind of stuff, I don't see how people fall for it. Let's go.
I bet you guessed, didn't you? I bet you got it right. Good job. Good job. Come on. And for you truthers out there who know we don't live where they tell us they live and think he would never do that, well, why does he keep propagating space? That's one of the shirts that said, you live there in the galaxy.
Oh, God.
Interesting. But of course,
I like conspiracies just like as much as the next guy. But the conspiracies I like are the things that make you actually think hard about something. You talk about like the universe, or even a flat earth, inner earth, things like that that make you actually think about the possibilities of what if, regardless if they're true or not. But these just baseless, nowadays it's just the trend. Everybody's a clone. Everybody's wearing masks because somebody made a video and showing off the technology of masks now, or something happened, right? And now it's like, oh, let me ask you one simple question. Why would Jim Carrey need to be cloned? Why was Jim Carrey not the same person? Why? Same thing with Keanu Reeves. What is it important about them? It's one thing if you want to say that, Biden. Remember a couple years ago, and the pictures going around with Biden, and you look different from time to time, that shit is weird. I'll give you that. There's 100% some weird shit going on there. But with presidents, world leaders, I can understand why they might be a body double here or there for whatever reason. I mean, I guess I don't really understand it, but I could fathom it. You could convince me that that was the case. You could convince me that somebody was wearing a mask, or it's a very simple solution to this. But before we get into that, let me pull up this other thing, because these videos that people make crack me up. They crack me up because it's just, I see this. The reason why this bugs the hell out of me, guys, is I see this kind of same narrative, the same technique used by the left all the time when you're trying to push something that isn't true. Same thing with documentaries, because people tend to believe things. People want to believe the spectacular. That's what it is. People want to believe that these things are true. So you are more apt to believe it when you see just a shred of possible evidence, because you're like, yeah, I want to believe that people are lizards. I want to believe that people are cloned and the elites run all this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that the elites and all that stuff don't run worlds and in finances and all that kind of stuff. There's some things that are absolutely truth, but conspiracies start with a shred of truth and then expand with a bunch of unprovable evidence. That's what it is. Shred of truth and things that can't be proven. But because it has a little bit of truth, then you're on board. Just for real quick, when they show these videos, especially this kind of stuff, they're going to pick things from when Jim Carrey was in his 30s, 20s, and 30s. And then they're going to show a picture of him when he's in his 60s. Just keep that in mind. Okay, here's some more evidence. Apparently, we're looking at the eyes here, right? Another shot at his eyes. All right, all right. Again, we're bouncing back between years here. If you don't know how much you changed within 5 years, go look at a picture of yourself 5 years ago. Again, another shot when he's in his probably late 30s. Why this is so shocking, and I'm going to tell you guys right now. And this is really the truth, guys. This is really the truth. You're asking too many questions. Is Joe wearing a mask? No, I would not cover up this beautiful, sexy face to put a mask on. Are you kidding me? I got to flaunt what God gave me. He got a dip in. Some professional conspirators like that Keanu Reeves whispers. What? Keanu whisper is. He got a dip in. What's that? I'm not sure what that is. Walmart be running shit. Just ask. Bassmaster Dan says it was an actor wearing a mask. He confessed. I don't think that's true. I really don't. Let me bring that up as I jump into topics here. Where is that? Nope. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna hold off my point I was gonna make here for a second. We'll dive into this since Pastmaster. By the way, shout out to Pastmaster Dan. Good to see you. All right. Makeup artist Alexis Stone's Jim Carrey's transformation claims divides the internet. So these are claims, right? It's very, very. We have to take, when you're looking into stuff like this, you have to read how things are worded very carefully. These are claims. I'll just put that out there. The internet is divided on March 1st after legendary makeup artist Alex Stone claimed to have transformed into Jim Carrey for his February 26th appearance at the 2026 Caesar Film Awards. That's what it was in France. The claim comes after some fans insisted he looked different on the big night, with some even calling him unrecognizable. I really don't think he was that unrecognizable. But anyway, Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey in Paris, wrote the famous drag queen, who is known for uncanny celebrity transformations on Instagram. The post included 2 photos of Carrey at the event and 1 photo of a mask, teeth, and a dark wig that resembled Carrey's new straight-haired or black hairdo. Instagram stories posted by Stone show the artist dancing in Paris, France, with his normal appearance. Followers didn't know what to make of the claims, while some immediately bought into it, saying the conspiracy theorists have had a field day because of you. Man, no way I knew it. Jim is probably laughing out loud about this. He's playing you all because Alexis didn't step out as Jim, said one follower, and another echoed, I'll believe it when a video is out, referring to the depth YouTube videos Stone always posts following the celebrity transformation projects. Some pointed out that the mask photo could be AI generated. Others were just totally confused. With one crying, I don't know what to believe anymore. And that really what it comes down to, isn't it, guys? Isn't that really what it comes down to? Guy in the video, Joe. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I got you. Had to do. All right. For fuck's sake, the guy had plastic done. This isn't that deep. Stealing my thunder. Stealing my thunder on this. I got to set these things up. It's called a setup to get to a point. But yes, you are absolutely right. Joe would make a great drag queen with a jaw. Holy shit. Why would you say that to me? Well, thank you. I mean, I would make a great anything. I'm just saying that right now. Anything I do, I'd be great at if I ever went that way. Ghost GU says, hail to you. Good to see you. So this is really what it comes down to. We are living in an age, everybody, where we don't know what to believe anymore because we have AI, we have deep fakes, we got masks. And it's also confusing. But what it does lead to is that people will believe anything now because they don't know what to believe. Instead of being normally skeptical to things, taking a step back, try to look for more evidence, try to think logically about a lot of stuff, we're just pulled into the fantastical. Is that even a word? The fantasy of it. Because ultimately there's something in here that I think people, they want to be dragged into this stuff. They want to see something that's bigger, than our life that we see now. That's why we're so interested in aliens, whether or not they exist or not. It doesn't matter. It's the possibility that drives us. Carrey accepted an honorary award at the event and took the stage to deliver his acceptance speech completely in French. During the speech, he made a variety of his signature facial expressions, which seemed near impossible to accomplish with a mask on. Despite Stone's immense talent, he pointed to the claim being nothing more than a hoax. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Yeah, no, that's great. That's not going close. It's not even close. Pun intended. Nope, I can tell. That was pretty good, but that's got a wig and you got to cover up the eyes with the glasses. So this dude does good work. Don't get me wrong. This is good work. But look, you can see these things. All right. These are easily spotted, guys. This stuff is not as covert as you think it is. It really isn't. These things are easily spotted because the human brain kind of sees, you can tell when something looks a little off. That's why all these people that do the plastic surgery, you're just like, something looks weird. Like your brain, you naturally know something's off. Good for a makeup cosplay, right? And that's about it. Nobody else is falling for that shit with those pictures that were shown. Let me take that off the screen. What it boils down to is this, my friends. Sometimes when men in Hollywood get older, they do a little bit of work on their face, a little bit of fillers, a little bit of Botox. They don't go all crazy like the women do and turn into Muppets. Women just go crazy. And that's another thing altogether. Like they turn into just weird, right? Weird looking people. Men go a little bit more subtle, a little bit more Botox, a little bit more maybe fillers, maybe a facelift. You pull it way back, make you look younger. I think that's what Biden did for many years. And it changes the appearance of your face. This is the reality of stuff. So we want to sit here and look at the fantastic aspect of what Jim, of course, it sounds way better to be like Jim Carrey was replaced by a clone. You know, it's not really the Jim Carrey. He died some time ago or was replaced for whatever reason. Tell me why it was replaced. Tell me, what is the reason to replace Jim Carrey of all people? The dude's not even really acting anymore. He retired from acting. He came out to do the Sonic movies. He's an artist right now doing his own. He's kind of a recluse. He's always been a weirder guy. If you go back and watch interviews, I've been a big fan of this dude since I was a kid. I could quote almost all of the movies in the 90s that he did. That's how much of a fan I was. And I've seen every interview he's done. Well, maybe not. It's a little hyperbolic there. I've seen a lot of interviews that he's done, and I know who he's off a little bit. Most people are. Most comedians are a little eccentric. They're a little bit off. You know, that's how they deal with society. Tell you the biggest thing right now that people are talking about his appearance, the way he talks, his gestures, mannerisms, all that kind of stuff seems a little off. Let me tell you why. It's very simple. He got a little bit of work done on his face. Plain and simple. When you get Botox and stuff, you're going to puff up for a little bit, and then it's going to go back down. Your face is going to look a little bit more normal. And maybe he had this big event coming up, and he's like, "I want to look the best I can. I'm accepting this award or whatever, an award in front of a bunch of people in Paris. I want to look as best I can." So he gets a little Botox a couple days before he does it, or a day before he does it, or whatever. He's also probably wearing a ton of makeup to look good on stage, look good for the cameras. You got the big ass lights there that are coming down on you. I know about lights. If you've ever been on a stage, the lights can be blinding because they want to make sure everything's lit just as well as you can to get the cameras to show off what they need to show. Then he goes outside, talks to a bunch of reporters. Again, a bunch of reporters now are bringing these things out, right? These lights. They have them on their cameras so they get better lighting when they're talking to people and they're doing interviews. You get this light on the face. You got makeup going on. You probably got Botox going on. His face looks a little different. It looks a little plastic to me is what it looks like. It looks like an older man trying to look a little bit younger by getting a little bit of work done. That's what it looks like. There's another thing I got to just bring up, guys. You understand that specifically comedic actors, we're going to take example Robin Williams, obviously Jim Carrey. These guys, when you see them on interviews through most of their career, are not themselves. They're always playing an act. They're a persona. Jim Carrey was a persona of who he actually was. Do you think when he's at home by himself, he's doing all those crazy faces, you know, and doing all the Jim Carrey mannerisms and stuff like that? You think Robin Williams is talking 1,000 miles an hour, hopped up on coke? Well, yeah, maybe. While he was by himself? No, you turn it on because you're a performer. I know this very well for a reason. When I was a front man to a metal band, I was a persona of myself. There was Joe Sonntag, the normal dude, but when I was in front of people, anybody that knew me in the band, I became like Joe motherfucking Sonntag and Mine Enemies Fall. It was a way I carried myself. It's the way I talked, and it wasn't something I was doing on purpose. It's just what I became. I embodied this person that everybody wanted me to be because that's what they saw. And so when I was around these people, that's how I acted until I got into, you know, personal space or whatever. I'm hanging out by myself and I acted a little bit more natural to who I naturally was. Actors do the exact same thing. You see them on all the time when they're on interviews or they're at award shows. They're there to make people laugh because that's all people want out of these guys, because they want to laugh. That's what it is. So Jim Carrey is going to this award. He's 64 years old. Maybe he doesn't want to do that anymore. If you watch that interview, he was talking about his dad. And he got very emotional talking about his dad after accepting the award. Maybe he didn't want to be funny guy Jim Carrey. Maybe he wanted to just be more of a natural guy Jim Carrey, just talking to the press. He doesn't want to be on anymore. He's been doing that now for shit. When he started, he did, was it Mad TV? No, it wasn't Mad. In Living Color, right? Is that what he was on in the early 90s? So it's been like 30 years that he has been on as this dude every time. He retired for a reason. He got done with the music business. He spouted a bunch of stuff. Yeah, he talked about conspiracies. But you got to understand, this whole world is a stage, man. And actors are going to act. And they're going to do stuff that gets people talking about them. So you come out and talk about the Illuminati. You give the triangle symbol. You know, you're doing all this kind of stuff. Acting weird because he's a showman. That's what he did for these years. And he's tired. Look at him. He's tired. He's doing his thing. He's an older guy. Lots of work on his face. He just wants to draw weird paintings now. Seems to be actually a decent artist, but he does like these weird paintings. Like he's a weird dude. He's not a clone. I don't think any of these people are. That's just my personal opinion. Well, yeah, that could be. That's a good point. That's a good point, Rachel. If he had been wearing yoga pants, this whole thing would be really weird. Remember the talking ass? Absolutely. Hell yeah, Jim Carrey was my comedic idol when I was a teenager. You know, before I grew up and filled into my body. You know, I was kind of a nerd. Big ears, skinny. And I really dove into the comedy, and Jim Carrey is one of the guys I idolized back when I was a teenager. So, yeah, I remember all that stuff. Living Color, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, Living Color. Thank you, guys. Back when they called him James Carrey. Oh, yeah, forgot about that. Remember his... Oh, I do. Yeah. When I first became a huge fan of Jim Carrey, it was mostly because of Ace Ventura. I never watched In Living Color. I was a little bit young for that. I don't think my parents let me watch that show. But Ace Ventura came out, and I remember watching that. I became a huge fan. Then The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, you know. And I went back and I was like, all right, what's this dude done? I remember finding a movie called Space Girls Are Easy, which he played a bit part in with, I think Jeff Goldblum was the main actor in that with, who was the chick's name? She was in Beetlejuice. Help me out, chat. Anyway, then I came across Once Bitten, which actually was a pretty good movie. I think it was one of his first like real starring roles. There was a movie called The Man with the Rubber Face, which I never saw, you know, but Gina Davis, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good movie. Gina Davis, thank you guys. Appreciate it. But I think that's all this is, guys. You know, the Biden stuff is kind of weird. I'll give that to you. But I honestly think a lot of these things can be explained away by the plastic surgery that these actors and actresses have to keep their youth, although it makes them look, in many cases, horrible. Absolutely horrible. I got a great example here. Let me pull this up. Great example of what I'm talking about. Share a different window here. Too many windows open. But this is a great example of one or the other. Now, and pull this up here. This is a video that someone put up. We don't need to play the sound on this. On the left is Monica Bellucci, and on the right is Demi Moore. Now, one has aged naturally, gracefully, you know, put on a little bit of weight, but looks good, thick. And the other is on this fake Hollywood, let's get skin and bones again. I thought we got past this in like the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, when all the actresses were doing this. Apparently we didn't. But this is the major difference. On the right here is someone that's trying desperately to hold on to their youth. Doesn't know how to do it. Maybe they got some mental issues when it comes to their looks. Because let's face it, guys, when actresses come up, especially Demi Moore, think of the movies that she was in. Obviously, striptease or showing your titties. Nice titties, by the way. Even though they were fake, still nice. I liked them. What movie was she in with? Oh fuck, was it Kurt Russell? She was in that movie with, where she was like the overbearing boss that was trying to bang him all the time. But you come up, everything's based on your looks, right? At some point, ladies, I keep saying this, and men, you're going to age out of your looks. It just happens. Now, I will say guys have it a little bit easier. Sometimes when guys get older, they actually improve their looks. You know, Sam Elliott, I know a lot of women love like the older, dark or deeper voice stuff, gray hair. So it works good for guys. But women, it's a mental hit when you lose your body. And now you start doing all this work because it's available to you, got all this money, and now you think you look good. Kate Beckinsale, have you guys seen her lately? My God, would have just ruined a beautiful woman. But this is a great example of a naturally beautiful woman, and I'm sure she's had a little bit of work done. You know, nothing major though. I mean, her face isn't all messed up. She still looks really good. I won't be surprised if there's a little bit of Botox here. Maybe that's makeup too, just to keep her face looking a little bit younger. But the body-wise, natural age, and I think they're both like 64 here. And this one just looks like I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like at all. This is The Trend. Michael Douglas, thank you. Disclosure, thank you very much. Good movie. I remember after seeing that movie, I was like, I want a boss like that. One day. I'm like, what is this dude complaining about? Demi's prime years was Nothing But Trouble. Pull It Up. Nothing But Trouble was a good movie. It was a good movie. That was Chevy Chase, right? My prime years for Demi Moore was definitely Striptease. But then again, that came in my adolescence. Again, as a teenager, you know, I'm just like, oh, yeah, boobies. If you guys haven't figured out, most of my life has been driven by boobs. And rightfully so. Myself, all that gray hair. Yeah, you know, aging sucks. It does. Let's not beat around the bush. Losing your youth, losing your appearance, losing your attractiveness, except for me. It does suck, you know, for some people. It's a mental thing. When you got a lot of money, you're going to go out and try to keep that. And a lot of these women absolutely mess themselves up. Such a shame. Demi was a smoke show. She was too. And that's the thing. Some of these beautiful women. I understand women getting boob jobs and stuff like that. As much as I like natural tits better. But I understand that. But the beauty, if you carry beauty in your face, why are you trying to mess that up? And I think there's a good enough example over the years now of plastic surgery and all that stuff, just messing faces up, you know, cheekbones being lifted and, you know, just tons of shit that make you look horrible. Was that chicks do stuff with their lips now or get really puffy and shit. They look like Muppets. Yeah, Earth Girls are easy. That was a fun movie. Steve Rogers stole the title of America's Ass from Carrie. That's what I hear, at least. There you go. That leather cat suit doesn't help. No, it's horrible. Let me see if I can find a picture of Kate Beckinsale now, which is just tragic. There she is. You remember what she used to look like. Let me see if I can find a comparison. See, before and after. Before and after plastic surgery. Is there a comparison here? Oh, that's not good ones. Those aren't good. Kind of good, I guess. We'll try that. This is what I'm talking about with this. There is no need to do this to your face when you're a naturally beautiful woman. And Kate Beckinsale was one of those just naturally beautiful women. So before and after plastic surgery, this is the first thing that popped up. This is a face shot. You can just see like how beautiful this woman was back when she was doing like Underworld, the movie Click, which I thought she looked gorgeous in. And here we go. There's aging. I get it. You're going to age. But when you try to capture that youth face, whatever, facelifts or whatever, I don't know. I'm not an expert on any of this shit. All I know is that it comes out and you do not look the same. You could say this, like, what happened to Kate Beckinsale? Where's all the conspiracies about this woman? Why isn't she cloned? You know, all you got to do is trace the history and you can be like, oh, yeah. I mean, she's changed her lips, changed her cheeks. Looks like she might change her nose. I don't know. Everything looks plastic on her because plastic surgery fucks yourself up. You look plastic. This is what it is. No body doubles, no clones, natural science messing you up. Man, I loved her in the Underworld movies. Yeah, she was hot. No, yeah, Jay. I saw that not too long ago, and I was like, what the hell did she do to herself? And imagine that face, and she's about the size of Demi Moore that I just showed you now. Very skinny, skin and bone, plastic face. It's just, don't do it. Lindsay Lohan. She, in the prime of her life, got facial, I don't know, whatever, fucked her face up for years. She wasn't performing or doing movies because her face was so hit with the work that she did. It was unnecessary because she was a beautiful looking woman as well. She, I guess, spent tons of money, got her face looking at least decent. If you've seen her recently in some of her movies, she looks a lot better than she used to. Courtney Cox, I just went and saw Scream 7 tonight. That's another good looking woman actress that messed her face up. I just saw Kate Beckinsale in Wildcat. She looks like a different person that sounds like she's been smoking Camels for 30 years. Yeah, that'll do it too, John. That'll do it. Have you guys ever seen Beverly D'Angelo? If you don't know who that is, she was the actress that played Chevy Chase's wife in the Vacation movies. A very beautiful woman back in the like 80s and even the 90s and stuff. If you hear her talk in interviews now, her voice is all just it's a shame too, but deep and just I don't know. And it's because of smoking. It's going to change your voice at some point. Camels equals Saudi princes. Yes. So yeah, no, it sucks. Don't do it. I don't know why they do it, but they do. And I hate it. It's not good. I got a preview book for Reaper Destroyer 2 coming out this month on the 28th. I'm trying to get the campaign set up on my website, superiorpresscomics.com, because I want to drive backers to my own website to back this book, and hopefully in the future launching crowdfundings on my website as well. I'm probably doing Fund My Comic and maybe an IGG as well. Things are just weird on the crowdfunding platforms right now. But this is Reaper Destroyer issue 2 preview edition. It is 24 pages altogether. Going to be 15 pages of my pencils and full script and a bunch of extras in it as well. Is going live on March 28th, so be here for that. We also have limited editions of the black cover, which is really simple. I just inverted the colors, but man, it looks so fucking awesome. This is going to be limited to 100 copies. We're also going to be doing one singular book. So I've explained this before as like a 1 in 100, 150 kind of variants that you can get at the comic shops, where this would be the only one printed with this cover. And it's going to go on the campaign. Grab it while it lasts. You'll be the only one that has this book. It's going to be kind of an experiment. If people like that, I'm going to do it on the main campaign as well going forward. So be on the lookout for that. Let's jump into why I hate people. Well, I mean, people, if I can find it. Too many windows open. All right, hold on a second. Let me find out where I did with this. Started jumping into things I wasn't going to talk about. That always throws me off because I had these things particularly brought up so I can bring them up easy, and I just messed myself up. So let me bring up this. All right, here we go. Found it. Got it. Got him. So I said I went and saw Scream 7 tonight. If you guys didn't know, I'm a big fan of the Scream movies. I like slashers, I like horror movies. In the 90s, when Scream came out, it revitalized the slasher genre that was pretty much dead, and came back in a big way. And this thing has stuck around for 30 years. I was thinking about this the other 96. 96 is when Scream, 97, when Scream 1 came out. And this franchise has been around now for 30 some odd years. It's crazy. Why not hand it to Rick? Oh, she did too, right? Yeah. There was that one scene in was it the first movie or was it European Vacation where she was in the shower and you got to see a little bit of a glimpse. But yeah, she had oh yeah. Good stuff. Why do you hate people? Well, I'll tell you why here in a second. Cut out the middleman. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, they did. It just came out this weekend. 96. All right, 96. Thank you. Scream 7 came out this weekend. Oh, fucker, where is it at? Okay, there it is. Scream 7 came out this weekend. And there's a big controversy around it. Now, this is why I originally wanted to talk about this. For a certain crowd out there, if you guys were not aware, there was a boycott going on for this movie. You know what? Let me bring up this other one, and we'll talk about this one first because it leads right into this. I'll tell you why there was a boycott. So Melissa Barrera, whatever her name is, reacted to Scream 7 premiere protests. I see you. Why are your protests, you might ask, about a horror movie, slasher movie? Well, let me tell you. If you guys don't know this actress, she is the actress that played Sam in Scream 5 and Scream 6. And she was fired. She was fired by, was it Looking Glass? Who does this? Spyglass, who does these Scream movies now, back a couple years ago, right after October 7th happened. We all know what happened on October 7th, where Palestine attacked Israel. There's a bunch of deaths. A bunch of videos went around line. Very horrible thing. Sparked then after that, the Free Palestine people, and the war started on social medias of Israel versus Palestine. All that kind of shit happened. And we had to sit here and see it all on our feeds all day, every day. Well, a lot of backlash happened. And Marissa, what was her name? Barrera, sorry, was fired from Scream 7 because she said Free Palestine, or what did she say? What did she actually say? See, the Star 7 gathered Wednesday to Paramount Pictures. A lot of protests lined up more than 2 years after she was fired from the franchise. Israel Hamas. Okay. Spyglass fired Barrera in November 2023 over her social media posts on Israel Hamas conflict and the atrocities being committed against Palestinians, explaining the company has zero tolerance for anti-Semitism or incitement of hate in any form, including false references to genocide, ethnic cleansing, Holocaust distortion, or anything that flagrantly crosses a line into hate speech. So this is the whole thing. Regardless of whatever you feel on this subject, I really don't care. That has nothing to do with this. She went on, said something. There was backlash. She was fired. Okay? That happened. That's just what it is. Whatever you agree on, if it was her freedom of speech to say what she wanted to say, whatever. She's working a job. An employer has the right to fire you for any reason, really, when it comes to how you represent them or present yourself as a representation of their company. Following her ousting, Jenna Ortega, also exited the franchise, later noting that the sequel was all kinds of falling apart without Barrera to play its new final girl, Sam Carpenter. Director Christopher Landon dropped out of the project as well, citing highly aggressive and really scary death threats targeting his children. This is why I hate people. There is a group of people out there, the Free Palestine folks, who have latched onto this movie because she said Free Palestine, or whatever it is that she said, but she was fired over her opinions of that. And people start like, okay, if she's not involved in this movie, we're going to boycott this movie. It's one thing to be like, I'm not going to watch this movie. I get it. The reason why I hate people, and the reason why left can't boycott at all, think about this. The right can boycott. We took down Bud Light, easy, right? With the whole Dylan Mulvaney stuff. Boom, took them out. Because the right can do that because they actually go out and buy things. They spend money on stuff. The left doesn't know how to boycott. They just know how to get angry, emotionally, children. That's what they are, emotional children. Damn, the Jews are at it again. Oh, wait. She has freedom of speech, not freedom of repercussions. That is a great way to put it, John. That's a great way to put it. I like that. I'm all for freedom of speech. You say what you want, even if it's deemed hate speech and people don't like it. I support your freedom to say these things. However, there are repercussions in life for the things you say, especially when it comes to your jobs. That's just what it is. In anybody's ordinary job, you can be fired for doing something outside of work that's going to look bad on your job, or something that they don't agree with when it comes to their standards of employment. Can't we just call it Karen Cott? We can. That's pretty much what it is. How come Hollywood can make 7 Scream movies but not 7 RoboCop movies or films? That's a good question. You'd have to ask the people trying to make those. Although RoboCop 1, legendary. RoboCop 2, okay. RoboCop 3, garbage. And then the remake was not good either. Not good at all. That's true. Thank you. So this happened. She was fired, and almost immediately the backlash happened. People were like, we're not watching Scream if Melissa isn't in it. People sending death threats to the the director getting him to drop off of the project, doing everything they can to try to kill this project, right? Because they were just their pussies were hurt because the Palestine movement was being silenced, and they didn't like that. So coming out of all of this, Scream 7 goes ahead and announces they're bringing back legacy characters. They're going to do Nev Campbell's coming back and playing Sidney Prescott, which if any real Scream fan out there knows, that's the character you want to see on the screen. That's just what it is. So I watched Thursday night the online movement. It is not organic. There was definitely an organization to this. The online movement of the Free Palestine folk going out and trashing this movie. In fact, everybody was excited because this debuted on Rotten Tomatoes at like 38%. And everyone was like, oh, see, the movie's garbage. Nobody wants to see the old, actresses running around. It's, Sam or Marissa or whatever her name is, Barrera or nothing. Like, like that's our Scream queen. Yeah, Slay Queen, all that kind of shit. Up to the point where people are actively spoiling the movie because they want the movie to tank. They're trying their best to boycott it. They're trying to piss people off, and they're going at everybody hard. They're like, this movie is not going to be good. Scream 6 was, I think, the largest box office. Scream 5 or 6, one of the ones with the chicken. It was the largest box office at that point. And I had to laugh because I wake up yesterday. Actually, this was this morning. I wake up this morning and we see the box office for Scream 7 sets franchise records with bloody good $64 million debut. Now, you might think like that's not all that much for a movie. But when you're talking about a horror movie, that absolutely is. 50 million, 60 million is really, really good for a slasher horror movie, R-rated movie coming out on the weekend. These movies aren't making $1 billion. That doesn't happen with these franchises. But this one comes out and absolutely smokes all Scream movies before it. And I'm going to tell you why. One, it was a good movie. I liked it. Quick review. It was a good movie. Was not a big fan of the third act. Although most of the killer reveals of the last few movies are always probably the worst parts of the movie. But this movie was good. Had good kill scenes, inventive chases. They tried to do some new things, which I was a fan of, and I enjoyed it. It was a good time. It fit right in. This was probably, in my opinion, better than 5 or 6. I know the Free Palestine crowd is going to absolutely just lose their shit over people saying that, but it's 100% true. Speaking of Israel, they sure stepped on a hornet's nest with Iran. You think so? I don't really think so. I don't think so at all. I think Iran is going to be snuffed out here very soon. I've never been a fan of Scream movies. Okay, no problem there. I love them because, one, I like slasher movies. Always been a fan of slasher movies going back to when I was a kid. There's just something about it. I don't know why. But Scream was great because it reinvented itself. It was meta. It was like the whole meta thing with movies and kind of almost making fun of slasher movies while also making a very good slasher movie. And Wes Craven was a master at directing movies. And for him to come back and do 4 of those films before he died was awesome. The first Scream movie was enough for me. Fair enough. Gotta go. Hail CG. Thank you for coming around. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good one. We'll see you later. Carmen Electra. Oh, yeah. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, she was hot. I wonder what she looks like now. Hopefully she didn't mess herself up. Then I ran so far away. Thank you. If I did a Scream movie, I would have the killer being an android butler. Interesting. A Wes Craven joint. So I always have to be very excited when shit like this happens. When all the boycott stuff happens, when all these children, these emotionally stunted children come out and have to try to raise hell on social media because they don't like something or their feelings got hurt. And they did their best. They did their best because all I saw all Thursday was just endless feeds on my homepage on X of people just giving horrible reviews, saying how this was not as good as the last 2. The Scream franchise is dead, blah, 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 over blah, blah, blah. And people were saying like this movie isn't going to make more than 30 million, all this kind of stuff. And it comes out and it just decimates these people. At 64 million debuted, 97 million worldwide. That's on the opening weekend. This thing is going to go on to just destroy box office records for the Scream franchise. Oh, she was in Scary Movie. Yeah. Scary Movie. That was the comedy one. Yeah. That was a good movie too. By the way, Scary Movie 6 is coming out. That looks funny. I'm excited to see that. I'm glad that they're bringing that back. We need some good, just nonsensical, slapstick, dirty humor movies. I think they've lost the art of doing that over the last little while. I see this and I'm just like, yeah, shut these fucking people up because they don't know how to boycott. And the more these people come out, actually, I think it's a good thing. Let me retract that statement. I think everything they do, this is good because it drives people to shut them the fuck up. And they go out and they watch these movies. They go out and they buy the products that people bash down. And it's the same group of people all the time. They're going out and just being outraged about everything that they can think of in life. And anytime they have an L, I am here and excited for it. This was a giant L for them. And I can't wait to see the freak out as they get going. By the way, 29 people still in here hanging out with me on a Sunday night, kicking your week off. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We got 209 over on X. Wherever you guys are watching, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share it around. Let people know that we are live. Jump up here in the YouTube chat. We'll be here for a little bit longer as we're talking about this. It's the Outrage Olympics. Yes, it is. That's a great way to put it. As people will believe anything. It was the title of this. Crybabies Gonna Cry is another title of this show. And, the people believe anything was the conspiracy talk. The Crybaby stuff is the world that we're living in today. And I can't just put it on a generation. I can't just put it on like millennials, which is the popular thing to do, or Gen Z, because this outrage, the rage bait, the outrage Olympics, all that kind of stuff spans multiple generations. And it's a psychology now that people they fall into. And everything now is the worst thing that has ever happened. Worst thing that ever happened. Little tiny minute stuff now gets blown up into these crazy things. And people it's a disease on social media. It's an absolute disease. And you get thread after thread, comments after comments, and just people just losing their fucking minds over shit so small. It's like, how do you function in life? Did nobody ever tell you how to handle adversity or to handle other people's opinions? It started with the boomers. Yeah. Yeah. It all starts somewhere. It's a hand-me-down thing. How do you raise your kids? How the boomers raise Gen X, how Gen X raise the millennials, and so on and so forth. I guess I am like a Zennial, I guess what people call it, which is news to me, but like I fall in between Gen X and millennials with my birthday. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad because I was always growing up, I thought it was Gen X because that's what everybody told me. And then at some point they're like, no, you're millennial. I'm like, fuck, I am. Don't lump me in with that shit. Minnesota ICE protests were funny, pretty funny to me. What it is it's a level of retardation. It's a level of retardation that has crept into the minds of many. And mostly it goes back to what I was talking about before, is a lot of people don't think for themselves anymore. They wait to see what somebody on online or the news is going to tell them how to think, how to feel on a certain subject, and they take that, and then their worldview is based off of that. And you get a lot of people going out into the streets and doing protests and whatever, and I'm all for that. You protest. That's your right to peacefully assemble. Peacefully assemble. That's your right. You do not have the right, though, to vandalize, destroy property, send death threats. Those are not rights that you have. But for some reason, a lot of these people, it's all clumped into one. And you get them coming out and just raging online like anybody gives a hell what their opinions are. And stuff like this makes me laugh because you can see they got no fucking power. All their loud mouth, they're whining, they're crying, just makes them look like a bunch of, a bunch of tools. Makes them look like a bunch of tools. And every time they get an L like they did now, with the Scream 7 coming out and just decimating their queen, it's funny as hell. And I love it. And I love seeing people crash out about it. Absolutely love it. The Free Palestine crowd, I don't even think most of them know what the hell they're talking about. The worst thing is, I'm getting a soapbox here for a second. The worst thing is this shit is all leaking down to our youth. And that's got to make you really worried about the direction of this country. On whatever side of the aisle you stand on, it's fine. We can be opposite views on politics, religion, whatever you want. And we can still be friends because that's how I was raised, to be able to accept other people's opinions and not have it change or affect my life whatsoever. But too many people out there can't. And you see it now all over the place. And social media has been such a toxic environment to let this stuff fester and grow that, we deal with it all the time. And I guess I scroll sometimes when anything big happens. I say small, but it gets blown up to being big. Anytime something big happens, you just scroll on your X feed and that's all you see is people whining, bitching. Check out the Family Guy Palestine alarm clock skit. I'll have to check that out. I don't want to bring it up because the last time I did Family Guy in here, they copyright hit me. So I'll have to check that out after I get off the stream. I'm not sure there is such a thing as peaceful protests. There is, though. There's no such thing as peaceful protests in the minds of someone that doesn't know what a peaceful protest is. Peacefully to assemble, hold signs, yell, talk, get your points out there, make a point, that every march, those are all peaceful protests. When you start damaging stuff, vandalizing, causing violence to others, that is no longer a peaceful protest, and that's no longer your constitutional rights. So get out there, get in front of your state's building, Capitol building, whatever, hold your signs, say your stuff, do your chants, sing your songs, and then when it's over, it's time to go home. You did your duty. You did what you're allowed to do. Now go home. Anything beyond that, yeah, I don't care what happens to you, which is why I always laugh when I see protesters, getting taken out by cops or whatever, because that's not protest. At that point, you're rioters. That's just what it is. There's no gray area there. It's black and white, plain and simple. Check out I saw that. Yeah, I remember when we could agree to disagree. Yeah, I missed that, right, Jay? I missed that. The ability to agree to disagree. I had it when I was growing up. I don't know where it happened, where it went. It took me by surprise and had me cracking up the first time I seen it. But this is why I hate people, everybody. And I love you guys. I love the chat. You guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic, honestly. By the way, fantastically, hit the like button if you haven't yet. Share this out. Subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a member of the Ronin Joe channel. We have the Ronin Joe show here on Sundays at 10 p.m. To start your week off with me. Just doing what I'm doing here, talking to you guys, shooting the shit, becoming a little bit more opinionated and putting stuff out there that I want to talk about that I've held back. I've held back for a while. And the reason why I held back a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to say is I was running a business. I still am running a business. But I had a thought process for a while that, like, I'm going to stay out of politics. I'm going to stay out of things because I want to sell to everybody that wants to buy my books. I don't want to run anyone off. But I've been sick and tired of sitting on the sidelines when there are things I believe in, things I want to talk about, and passing those opportunities up because I'm worried that someone's going to not buy the book. Well, here's what I'm going to do. You're always going to get an honest opinion from me about things that I feel I believe in. What I'm not going to do is bash anybody that disagrees with me. So you are free to disagree with me in the chat as well, which people do all the time. Even tonight, I had some people disagree with me when it came to the titties and the makeup, but we can still be friends. And that's what I love about it. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. But this show is designed to let me do that, to get it out there. And maybe I talk a little politics sometimes. Maybe I talk about boobs, which has been a big topic of this show, I guess. But we have other shows like Ot and Stuff with my co-host Sean Arendt, who we talk more comic book related niche things on Thursdays at 10 p.m. as well. Although that show is going to be ending soon, and we're going to be starting a show called The Grift with me and Sean, and joining us will be Kayla, who hasn't been streaming with us since the Appreciating Comic Book Art Days. So it's going to be good to have her back. Chris is in the house. Good to see you, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Before we get out of here, a couple of things I want to bring up and let you guys know about that are coming up. This year is going to be a fun year. I've got a lot of things planned through Superior Press. Obviously, my own comic books are coming out. Reaper Destroyer going to be launching May 15th. Reaper Story issue 2, I should say, launching May 15th. The preview book is launching this month on the 28th. I got the sketchbook live on SuperiorPressComics.com right now that you can go and purchase. It's got a collection of all the stuff I've done for the Kings and a bunch of other things over the years as well. 24 pages for $10. Go get that. SuperiorPressComics.com. If I have any mods in the chat, if you could drop those links, that'd be awesome. I also have this book coming out. Now, this Mondor's Rising by Zachary Maurice is the first book I'm going to be publishing that is creator owned, not of my own characters, my own stories or anything. The first time I'm bringing on another creator to do their book, and I'm just publishing it for him. Mondor's Rising is the book I'm talking about right here. You can sign up for this now. It's going to be live on Kickstarter. I do also believe that Zach is planning on doing an IGG and Fun of My Comic campaign with this as well. But this is a book I absolutely believe in. I'm not going to shill it too much as far as story. I'm going to let Zach do that as he's going out making his rounds, getting on shows, and doing his thing, advertising for this book. I will just say that I believe in this book. I believe in Zach. I think it's got a great story, and it's got some fantastic art. Zach is an awesome artist I've just seen get better and better over the years. You don't want to miss out on this. So we will be launching this book sometime in this year, maybe July-ish, sometime around then. So if you haven't yet, please sign up for it today. And yes, definitely go to SuperiorPressComics.com. Check out the sketchbook and anything else we got over there. But Mondor's Rising, everybody. Check that out. You guys aren't going to be disappointed. I guarantee it. Also, guys, if you have not yet done it, SuperiorPressComics.com. This is my website. This is where you can get everything related to Reaper Destroyer, my arts, everything that we got going on. I'm funneling here to SuperiorPressComics.com. As you can see, we got Mondor's Rising advertised here. The sketchbook you can pre-order there, as well as sign up for the Reaper Destroyer 2 launch, which right now is still on IGG, but you can go there and follow that. But yeah, go grab the sketchbook. Only $10. I'm going to be shipping this out, I think, in July. So it's not that long of a wait. Pretty much already done. If we want to see, go here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Full details. See some of the art I've got in here from the Kings that I put in here. Fully inked stuff and some things I've got over the years. Some of my best sketches I've done. Maybe some commissions. If you got commissions of me over the years, you might see some of your work in here as well. But I've been wanting to do a sketchbook for a while, especially I want to do some more conventions next year. So this is fun stuff that I can make and take to conventions, and it all starts right here. For $10, grab it up. You can also get a remarked version of the book. For $30, what a remark is I will draw a custom picture on the cover of the book for you before it goes out as well. You can also go here. You can get T-shirts, coffee mugs, prints and canvas, old issue 1 limited prints. I got the Dale cover, my cover. The original ash cans we put out in 2022 are here. The gold and silver foil covers there. Original comic book art from Reaper Destroyer. You can order commissions on here, buy just original sketches and art I've done as well. Think about leaving a review. Let me know about the site if you have bought anything on the site. I know I got to give a shout out to Sheldon Martin, Rick Saylor, Christopher Bouchard, and a couple other guys that have gone to the site, bought merch, and have posted on there. Leave a review. Appreciate you guys. Joe is talking over Comics Gate then. Talking over Joe. Oh, taking. See, I can't read. Even this bigger screen. I went out and bought a bigger screen. Actually, I'm using an old TV as my screen. 53-inch monitor. And I did that so I could see better. I could read better. And I still have a hard time. It's a pain in the ass. I don't like it. Not one bit. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to get out of here. Shout out to the 33 people in the chat. You are absolutely amazing. Michelle who? Boobs. Love the shirt. Yeah. Big old titties. Shout out to Ireland. Oh, shit. I completely missed this. My bad. I almost went out without seeing the super chat. Sorry, Doc Brewski. 499 says, hotter MMA fighter. Prime Gina Carano or Prime Michelle Waters? Oh, okay. That's what you're saying, Michelle who? Well, let me look up. I would go with Gina Carano because I just think she's hot. But let me look up Michelle Watterson because I don't know if I know who that is. Michelle I don't think I recognize her. Let me get a better picture of her. I need full body here and make a better decision. Images. All right, let me bring this up so you guys know what I'm seeing here. And I will tell you. All right. Michelle Watterson. Michelle's a cutie, but Gina is hottie. Yeah, that's actually absolute fact. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to you. Put them glasses on then, Joe. I will. Later. South Philly artist says, Joe, I'm cooking up my first comic, Blood Orchid, in the works. Nice, man. I'm always a big supporter of people going out there and chasing your dreams, making comic books, doing the crowdfunding game. Don't let people scare you off and that stuff. I know there's a lot of drama and shit out there sometimes, people duking it out with each other. And because of that, some people just want to bash crowdfunding just in general. Don't let that scare you at all. Go out there, put out a good product, sell your book, make some money, put that book out, and continue doing it. Let's go. Shout out to the chat. Thank you, Chris. Good to see you. So, okay, I'm going with Gina Carano. That's what I'm going to go with. Because this is, I don't know if I'm really digging what I see here. I don't know if I see any. She got a pretty face. I don't know. We got here in a dress, a little bit more. Yeah. No, I'm primetime Gina Carano. We'll go with that all the way. All the way. I don't even think there's a contest, in my opinion. Gina all day. Yeah, same here. Gina all day. Which I don't know if she's going to win this fight against Ronda Rousey. I'm definitely going to watch it. And we're rooting for Gina. That's my girl. You know, she's one of those, we were talking about it a little earlier. She's one of those women that can be a little bit thick, you know, but she carries that weight really well. Even when she was, what movie was it? Deadpool. Even when she was in Deadpool and she was a little bit heftier on that movie, I still thought she looked really good. And then her fighting days, obviously, when she was slimmed down, whew, man. Yeah. So Gina all day. Gina all day. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I think I gave a shout out. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Promoted the things I wanted to promote. Anything I'm missing, guys? Anything you can think of before I get out of here? If not, we're going to bail. And I got Thursday night, we're going to be doing the review of The Darkness 3 on Ott and Stuff. Me and Sean. And Zach might join us as well. Kayla might be there. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know as we go. But Darkness 3 review is going to be going on this Thursday at 10 p.m. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be on The Kings on Ethan Van Sciver's channel doing some drawing over there. If you guys haven't, jump in the chat. Vote for me. I need more votes. You know, I'm going up against some legends and artists. I'm holding my own, though. I think I've won once, but I'm holding my own. But if you guys want to own a piece from me relatively cheap, jump in and bid on the sketches that I do. They can go from anywhere from $50 to $100 to $200 depending on where it goes. But jump in the chat if you guys like my art. Hang out with me Mondays at 10 p.m. on Ethan Van Sciver's channel on Comicsgate Kings. On Wednesdays, I'm on the Hard Art Show with John Malin, Shane Davis, Jonathan Jetty, Sean Salter. Salty, is that what we call him? That's either on John's channel or Shane's channel. Check us out on that. It's a fun show. Enjoy it. It's 11 to 2, though. You got to be a night owl to check that show out. If Gina can keep it standing, then Ronda is in trouble. If it goes to a grapple game, then Ronda will win. I agree. Which most likely is probably going to go to the ground. So we'll see what happens. But I'm still rooting. We have to remember Gina hasn't fought since 2009. That is a long time off. Yeah, when was the last time Ronda fought, though? Like, she was doing the WWE stuff there for a while, but when was her last fight? I know it wasn't as long, but they've both been out of the game for like a little bit, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Either way, what was that, May 17th? Is that when that's coming out? Same weekend, Reaper Destroyer 2 launches. So keep that in mind, everybody. Reaper Destroyer 2, looking fantastic, by the way. I'm actually working. Let me give you a sneak peek here. Let me get a sneak peek on what I'm working on here. Just exclusive for the people watching. I'm working on a page for Reaper Destroyer right now. Penciling this. Coming out pretty damn good. Taking my time with this. It's a character I introduced in the first issue called The Sorrows. You're going to learn a lot more about her in the second issue. Sexy character. 2019, really? Okay. She fought longer than I thought. So we'll see. So remember, Reaper Destroyer preview book, March 28th. We're launching it. The full campaign, issue 2, launching May 15th. Mark that in your calendars, guys. Let people know. Do me a favor if you can, too. If you follow this channel, you follow me on X. When I am advertising my books and putting stuff out there, do me a favor. Just repost it. Word of mouth helps quite a bit when it goes out. Just reposting something gets in the eyes of people, especially when I'm dropping links. We want as many people to come out and back this book because I know there are people out there that want this book to fail because I joined the Kings. I absolutely know it. I lost a lot of support from certain people when I joined the Kings. I know there are people out there that want to see this book fail. And I'm going to go out. Whatever it does is whatever it does. But I'm doing my best to make sure this thing is a badass fucking looking book. And it's going to kick some major ass. So show up, support it, appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. You're an inspiration to me just for being here. But thank you. Thank you. Anything I can do to help out with this community, I'm down to do it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you hanging out with me on Sundays. It's always a fun time to come in here and talk to the chat. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. Talk to the chat and shoot the shit. I love it. I'm glad you don't spur. I don't never spurg out. I'll give you my opinions. I might do some rants here and there, talk about certain things, but spurging out is not something that is in my DNA. So that's just not something I do. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining me. I will see you when I see you. Make sure you come in here next time. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about, jump in the chat, jump in the comments afterwards. I'll engage in conversation out there. If you want me to bring up certain things on the show, I'm not really afraid to talk about too much on here. I'll say that. So I'm going to do that. Till next time, everybody, be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later. Peace.